Have you ever wondered how the mind, body, and soul are connected?
Yeah, like, is there some cosmic Wi-Fi linking them together, or are we all just guessing the password?
The truth is, this connection is at the very core of what it means to be human. Science has tried to map it, measure it, and label it, but there's still a layer of mystery it can't quite touch.
That's where today's guest comes in, Darius J. Wright. He's the guy who looks at the scientific model, nods politely, and then says, "Nice try, but you're missing something big."
And that something is intuition, a powerful key he believes can unlock the deeper truth of how mind, body, and soul work together.
Today, we're diving into 7 topics that will take us from neuroscience and psychology to spiritual practices and intuition. But listen, topic 5 is where it all clicks. That's the one that could change not only how you see this connection, but how you feel it every single day.
So, let's start with a question for you. Do you think your mind, body, and soul are connected in a way science can explain? Or is there a deeper force at play?
And while you think about that, hit that like button so more curious minds can join us, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.
So, what exactly is the mind-body-soul connection? Traditionally, psychology, medicine, and philosophy have all tried to describe it, each in their own language.
Yeah, psychology talks about thoughts and emotions. Medicine focuses on the body's systems. And philosophy, well, they ask if any of this even exists in the first place.
In science, you'll see fields like neuroscience and biology mapping how thoughts can affect hormones or how stress impacts your immune system. That's the mind influencing the body.
And then there's the spiritual take, where mind, body, and soul aren't just separate parts, but deeply interwoven layers of one existence.
Right. In that view, practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection are ways to keep those 3 aspects in harmony.
Which makes me think maybe the soul is like the software, the mind is the processor, and the body is the really expensive laptop you're not supposed to spill coffee on.
Not a bad analogy. But here's the catch. Even with all the research, science can only explain part of this connection. There's still something unmeasurable, the why behind the how.
And that's where intuition comes in, which just so happens to be Darius J. Wright's specialty.
Exactly. Up next, we'll see how Darius uses intuition to challenge the scientific framework and reveal a whole new way of understanding this connection. Now, Darius J. Wright doesn't just talk about the mind-body-soul connection. He challenges the way science tries to explain it.
Yeah, he's like that person who listens to the whole scientific explanation, nods politely, and then drops a line like, "Cool story, but you left out the most important part."
For Darius, that missing part is intuition. In his own words, intuition is the key to unlocking the deeper mysteries of the mind, body, and soul connection.
Which made sense. Science measures what's visible, but intuition taps into what's invisible, the undercurrent that shapes how we think, feel, and even heal.
He sees intuition as a direct channel to the unconscious mind, the energetic field, and what he calls higher wisdom. It's not just about gut feelings, it's about aligning the mind, body, and soul into a single coherent state.
So basically, if your life feels like 37 browser tabs are open at once, intuition is the quiet voice telling you which one to actually click on.
Exactly. And according to Darius, when we learn to trust that voice, we can access realities and healing experiences that science hasn't mapped yet.
Which brings us to the question for you watching. Do you think intuition is just a fancy word for subconscious pattern recognition, or is it something much bigger?
Keep that question in mind, because next we'll see what science does and doesn't say about this mysterious connection. So what does science actually say about the mind-body-soul connection? In psychology and biology, there's the biopsychosocial model, the idea that mental, physical, and social factors all influence health and well-being.
Which is basically science saying, yeah, everything's connected, but we're still figuring out the Wi-Fi password.
There's also research in psychosomatic medicine showing how thoughts and emotions can impact the body. Chronic stress can weaken your immune system. Positive emotions can speed up recovery.
And yet, the soul part of this equation? That's where science goes quiet. Because you can't exactly hook someone up to an EEG and say, yep, found their soul. It's right here next to the frontal cortex.
Exactly. Science focuses on what's measurable: brain activity, hormone levels, heart rate variability. But the essence of who we are and how we connect to something greater doesn't fit neatly into a spreadsheet.
Which is kind of ironic. We can land a rover on Mars, but we still can't fully explain why a piece of music can make you cry or why sometimes you just know something without any logical reason.
That's the gap Darius focuses on, the space where measurable facts end and lived experience begins.
And that's exactly why topic 5, intuition as a transformative force, is where this conversation gets really interesting.
Here it is, topic 5, the one we said could completely change how you see the mind-body-soul connection. We're talking about intuition.
You mean that mysterious inner voice that sometimes says, don't take that road, or call this person now, and when you listen, things just work out?
Exactly. For Darius, intuition is far more than just a gut feeling. It's a tool, one that can heal the body, calm the mind, and reconnect you with your soul.
So basically, it's like having Google Maps for your life, but instead of a GPS, it's the universe whispering directions.
He points to practices in energy medicine, emotional healing, and spiritual work where intuition guides decisions, from choosing the right food for your body to knowing when to rest or push forward.
And here's the kicker. A lot of this happens before your logical mind has time to catch up.
Darius puts it this way. When you tap into your intuition, you unlock a deeper connection with the universe and your true self.
Which makes me wonder, if more of us learned to trust that inner voice, could we prevent half the stress and burnout we face today?
That's the point. When you integrate intuition into your daily choices, you're not just surviving, you're aligning.
And in the next part, we'll get practical. Because if you're thinking, okay, cool, but how do I actually connect my mind, body, and soul? Darius has some surprisingly simple tools for that.
All right, so how do you actually bring mind, body, and soul into harmony? Darius says it's not about adding 100 new routines to your day. It's about choosing a few powerful practices and doing them consistently.
Which is a relief, because if this involved waking up at 4 a.m., climbing a mountain, and chanting in 3 different languages, I'd be out.
No, it's much simpler. First, meditation. It quiets the mind so you can hear the signals from your body and soul.
Second, conscious breathing. A few minutes of slow, deep breaths can shift your nervous system from stress mode to balance mode.
Third, visualization. Seeing yourself already in a state of health, peace, and alignment can actually influence your biology and your mindset.
And here's where intuition fits in. You can use it to make micro decisions throughout the day. What to eat, when to rest, which opportunities to say yes or no to.
Exactly. It's about tuning in to what your body is telling you, what your mind is processing, and what your soul feels is right. And according to Darius, that's how you create real harmony. Not by forcing balance, but by letting it emerge naturally from connection.
Which brings us to the big takeaway and the challenge in our final section.
So here's the truth. The mind-body-soul connection isn't something you can fully explain in a lab. You have to experience it.
Yeah, it's like trying to describe music to someone who's never heard a sound. At some point, you just have to listen.
Darius says it best. The secret of the mind, body, and soul connection is not something to be explained. It's something to be experienced.
Which is your challenge? Start listening to your own intuition. Pay attention to your body's signals. Notice what brings your mind peace. See what makes your soul light up.
And if you've ever had a moment where all 3 felt perfectly aligned, mind, body, and soul, share it in the comments. Your story might help someone else.
While you're here, hit that like button so more people can join this journey, and subscribe to The Quantum Soul for more insights like this.
And now you'll see 2 videos on your screen. click 1 to keep exploring, because this journey doesn't end here.
Remember, the deepest connections aren't found, they're felt.